Oh, no! Oh, yes, again! I always react so negatively to finding evidence for some reason. Like, what is wrong with me, man? Stop doing this. Oh my gosh, I don't know why. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. I found, I guess, technically, but, you know, you probably found it before me because you people are smart. I'm not, so... Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamoureux. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Borginia! That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamoureux's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Speaking of untouched, I'll have to untouch this video for a moment. I'll be right back. That didn't make any sense. Alrighty, everyone, I'm back. And this was still untouched. Can you believe it? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was? With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of a Borginia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Good memory, Herr Forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front. It is called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yeah, so this, in fact. An igniter. Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean... He means this, of course. There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. Ugh. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. York! Again with York? My gosh, it seems like everyone's obsessed with that. Order! 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 So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. A precaution. Herr Forehead. At last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamoureux's ballad. Okay, thanks. Thanks, game, for auto-advancing. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch now. The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Latouche died, with Lamoureux there to witness it. There's your case. Dot 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 dot. Brilliant, man. Detective Crescend. I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? Or a made-up story? It makes a great deal of sense, Diane. Feh, the Republic of Borginia. Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Ha, let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How to hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. Your Borginian accomplice. That's all. Dot dot dot. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamoureux heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch, now! You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it. The coup de grace. Or the coup de grace, but that's not how you pronounce it, so I don't care. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice? Well, I think I have an idea. Maki, I would assume. Oh my gosh, that's a big penalty if I miss it. Or... I don't know, actually. I think it's Maki, though. I think it's Maki. But I think it could also be Valent, and it could also be... Well, I don't know why Latouche himself would be, but I mean, I don't know. It's a possibility. I'm just saying that, that's all. But they said Borginian, so actually that would rule Valent out, so... It would either be Maki, Latouche, or Lamoureux, and I highly doubt it's Lamoureux due to how clueless she was. And Maki was like, oh my gosh, he knows! So it's gotta be him. There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice. And that person is defendant Maki Tobai. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client, that's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lamoureux? I guarantee you if I had said that, the judge would have been like, you're stupid. And then I say, oh, it's Maki. Well, what if it was Lamoureux? I just said that! Now you want to think it's Lamoureux? I'm just saying, if I said that, that's exactly what would have happened. Like, judge, make up your mind. I'm just stating a possibility of making up your mind, you know? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. The electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lamoureux was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from that air vent. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lamoureux still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lamoureux stand-in were... They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamoureux's position in the air vent. Ah. ... Well, Detective Crescend, what do you say to that? Your Honor. Yes, Detective. Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time. Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. Pleasure! What a fleeting melody! It wraps itself around me, and now through the air I fly! Too bad, so sad, punk. Punk? First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk! You're losing rank fast, Apollo! What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? The problem isn't in what we see, correct, Diane? Right. It's what you hear. We are musicians after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the wee pianist to set off that igniter? That right? Yes. Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? I mean, seriously, the switch was in the piano! Apollo, come on, man! What are you trying to prove here? Actually, well, you know what am I trying to prove? I don't know. Pleasure! I really don't know, actually. What a fleeting melody! It wraps itself around me, and now through the air I fly. What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it. Ah. Yeah, how is he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva. Leave a roar! According to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. That was amazing, I know, right? Oh my gosh, she's not singing this time. I don't have to repeat myself for like the third time in a row now. It was starting to get like, whoa, what is going on here? The piano plays non-stop. Yes, it does, Apollo. Yes, it does. He couldn't have pressed that switch. Unless he pressed it with the piano, you know. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Okay, again, what am I trying to prove here? Yes, it was in the piano. We're trying to prove he's the accomplice, right? So, it was in the piano, so therefore he played it with the piano. Anyway, I apparently disproved myself, and then I was like, wait a second, that didn't make any sense. Why am I trying to disprove myself? Oh, well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... strange? What's strange? No, it's just... Excuse you, Clavier. Jeez. Something's odd about the performance there. Odd? But seriously though, Apollo, are you stupid? Did you forget where you found that switch in the first place? Mr. Justice, if Maki Tobai didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Ah! Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter. Was the defendant Maki Tobai the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought. Apollo! If Maki's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined! I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you'd better find a way to prove it! Arg! What do I do? What do I do? Heck! There has to be something that doesn't fit! Something odd! Something odd? Wait a second. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? Strange. What's strange? No, it's just something's odd about the performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Maki Tobai pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Maki Tobai pressed that switch? Yeah, of course. I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Herr Forehead, you're sure about this? Ha! Accept it! There's no evidence, man! Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed the switch? Well, it's probably going to be something in the mixing board, correct? So let's see, which one was the piano then? Let's find that one out first. We know it wasn't number 1, correct? I believe that's right, because that's where we heard the thing. Okay, no. Hello? Hello, instruments? That sounds like the guitar to me. Huh. Interesting. Okay, how about this one then? That doesn't sound like the piano either. There's the piano we're looking for. Alright, let's take a listen, everyone. I'm not hearing anything off. I was expecting to hear this from the first 2 verses. I mean, should I keep listening? I was like, oh, this is gotta be something obvious here, right? No, I don't hear it. Oh, well, let's just keep listening. Well, that's weird. Is number 5 also a piano? I mean, I don't know. Let's see. What are you? So yeah, that's definitely not a piano. Well, I'm a little confused, actually, because I didn't hear anything wrong with it. I'm assuming that's how we're going to prove this, but... like I said, I didn't hear anything, so I don't know. Well, let me just see everything, just to be sure, because I'm probably going to present this anyway, but I need to see exactly what we got here. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed the switch? Is there something I have to base... I mean, is there something other than that I could possibly base it on, maybe? I do wonder about that. Huh. Well, whatever. I'm going to do the mixing board. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar bursts into flame. Pleasure! What a fleeting melody! It wraps itself around me. I hear a piano being played. But doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? Ah, I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Maki could have played that part with one hand? One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. I still thought it was hidden in the piano, but okay, sure. Ha! What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. And what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait. Never mind. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? You got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he? Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands. So sorry. So sad for you. ... No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove it whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't! I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. ... What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say himself. Hold on, pause. Alright, I'm back again, everyone. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Oh no, my screen just went black. Okay, never mind. Just kidding, it's back to normal. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Maki was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. And one section of the song proves it. I can't wait to hear that. So, what am I clicking on? I'm clicking on the one section of the song, huh? Okay, I see. Hold on, I want to hear it first, man. Gotta let do things. Could I actually present? No, I can't present the number. I got you. So I'm pretty sure it's this part, right? Let me listen to it. Okay, I know, like that. Wasn't it that part? I feel like it was, but I'm not actually 100% sure. Well, regardless, I think I'm going to present segment number 2. Please be right. I think you are, but I'm not 100% sure. That's the section. I'm afraid I don't hear it. What's your opinion as an artist, Prosecutor Gavin? It's a beautiful song, and the lyrics are outstanding. I'll take that to mean there isn't a problem with this section at all. Wait, so what was the odd thing that Gavin heard? The switch was pressed in the first half of the second verse, right? I know. I just need to find a place to compare to that. Your Honor, if you'll give me one more chance, I think I can find it. I suppose we don't have a choice. Very well. You claim the defendant was playing with one hand when the switch was pressed. Show us the part that proves it. Maki was definitely playing one-handed just before. Okay. Now they're letting me skip. They weren't letting me skip before. Alright, how about segment number 1 then in that case? Does that sound very good? Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Herr Forehead. Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. Pleasure! But a fleeting melody! That sounded really off now, didn't it? Man. How many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right. Enough of that. ... Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to "Oh, that night in your embrace." Sugar! Sugar! Oh, that's night! In your embrace! Oh my gosh, encore! Encore! Ah, play verse 2 again. Pleasure! Come on, stop it. But a fleeting melody. There, did you hear that? Okay, that went away fast. That went away really fast. They feel the same, true. But they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure. Ah. What's that proof? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So two verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Diane. ... There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh! That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I ask myself. Now ask yourselves why Maki changed how he played. And there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. But he played it with the piano itself, didn't he? I don't get it. Order! 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 I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin. Yes, quite. Though personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. Heh. What, no comeback? I can't believe it, I finally did it! I shut him up! Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over? I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Herr Forehead. Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts! Anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But... No buts, Apollo! 1,000 facts might point towards the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think we did it. I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back. It is unfortunate, but at present this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? What?! The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said? It won't be easy proving he did it, especially not under the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Darian Crescent's igniter and set it off. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter! I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I'll be to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in the sky. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time in my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this dead-weight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes, good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan was it has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, it's not time for justice. You'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo! What? And this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better, I'm rather fond of poetry. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. ... Herr Forehead, you are accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latus and the smuggling of Borginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on for far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is... present evidence, call a witness. Well, I mean, what do I do? Do I present the igniter or do I call a witness? Maybe I'll call Maki to the stand. I don't really know. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt? I mean, it's gotta be Maki, right? I don't freaking know, actually. Valent, what'd you do, man? Did you do something crazy? I don't really know. Maki, what'd you do? The one person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt is a defendant, Maki Tobai! Your client? Again? See, they're trying to trick me here, but you don't fall for the trick questions here. You gotta go for what they actually know here, Maki Tobai was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latus was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find inside the burnt out guitar. Haha, very scientific of you. Emma Sky would be proud of you, of course. Thus, if Maki Tobai acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon, the case is solved. Darian's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything, especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law. Ah! Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Maki doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Maki admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. Ah! The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Borginia, and they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but if Maki doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Maki Tobai. The cocoon smuggling your entire plan. Maki Tobai knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling! ... I'm so cool, man. Oh, jeez. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion, real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on. I'm so cool. Please, don't take! I thought he was gonna say take, not talk. Dang it, I ruined it! Diane, I consider that's my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession. Oh, he's laughing again! There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Oh, yeah, I got him! Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes! And you'll talk. You tell this court everything. ... I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew, from beginning, I knew. Maki. Situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by the standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Maki Tobai. Yes? I promise you, will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. Ah! I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth, you find truth. Why did I make that sound? I have no clue, really. That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant Maki Tobai innocent! Or, as they say, not guilty! Court is adjourned. You did it, Maki! You did it! You gotta be so proud of yourself, man! July 10th, 4:42 p.m. This court's defendant lobby number 2. I wonder what will happen to Maki! Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. I guess there will be another trial here. All's well that ends well! Never mind. Why did I think it was Val and Grimari? I have no idea. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks! Lemuror? Pleasure! Oh, never mind, I'm not singing right now. Is something wrong? I'm sorry, Maki was your partner on stage, your friend. ... Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet something got a hold of him, something evil, I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage, and power, and wisdom. You have given me the Triforce, which means I now have the power to grant any wish I desire. I desire this world be turned into the Dark World. Why did I save? No, just in case I had to present evidence, which is usually the case here. And I wanted to make sure I get it right, dang it. Courage is the magic that turns dreams into reality, right? I am considering an eye operation. It was my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again? Again? You mean, okay, sure. It's funny, I have always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamora lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I have been running from. I was scared. You know what changed your mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take a painting. Painting? That's right, she's the landscape painter in sound after all. I will paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lammeror! I owe you my thanks too. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I needed to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy! I hope that we will meet again someday, soon. You bet! Me too! Trucy stealing my line, Trucy stealing my lines! Whatever! I don't care! You can steal my lines all you want! And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch a killer at the end! That sounds very good, I guess. The end. And that's it, really? We're not even going to bother with the whatchamacallits here? No presenting of the evidence? I guess not. Oh well. Turnabout Serenade done. Turnabout Succession begins tomorrow!